you taking care of your dog and give the food more than a refugee family, one family getting in a refugee camp. I can give you the example. Because when I was small, I have a dog. So I know how much I love my dog, and I know how much food I used to give him. And I have a very small house for him in the winter. He can live. So for when I saw the refugee camp, it's less than my dog. That's why I saw in my eyes. My parents, they in my parents refugee camp, there is no place to put the table. When I went there, they make country food for me, which is I never find here. And then they put the table, one table. When they put one table, there is no space to other people to sit down. Yeah, so that much is small the refugee camp. And my mom is so old. My father is old. Like every month, my mom and my father has to, use the medicine, and that medicine nobody provide. For example, guess what? I am here. I can provide the medicine for my parents. There is like a lot of people who has no any family to abroad, like other country. What is their situation? If they have sick and their option is that they die, there's no any other option.
How can I help? How can I be useful in ending needless suffering? Do not be afraid of work that has no end.
We have to organize a social movement.
We have an opportunity to lead by example versus just talking, hot air. I think the more people in this fight, the more we grow. Eventually it could change. The people are the ones that can make the change.
Can you imagine having to flee where you live with only what you can carry on your back? With a family that you could hold hands with and have to literally walk across borders to escape persecution? Well, that's exactly what has been happening in Myanmar. In August of 2017, Myanmar troops and mobs began attacking Rohingya communities. The BBC reports that at least 6,700 Rohingya, including at least 730 children under the age of 5, were killed in the month after the violence broke out. You may ask yourself, well, I've never really heard of Myanmar and I haven't heard of Rohingya. So what are they? The Rohingya are an ethnic and religious minority group that have faced widespread persecution in Myanmar. Rape and sexual assault were common. At least 288 villages, you heard me correctly, were partially or totally destroyed after August of 2017. Hundreds of thousands have fled the country. One of the largest refugee settlements for these people fleeing, which is in Bangladesh, is home to nearly 1 million refugees. Hundreds of thousands live in internment camps, and conditions in the refugee camps are very rough. Most don't have access to work or education. Women and children are targeted by sex traffickers. And our guest today is one of the few who has made it out. Abu Talib's journey from Myanmar involved spending weeks adrift at sea and time in Sri Lanka before eventually making it to the United States for resettlement. And today, Abu is an extremely proud citizen of the United States. As you're going to hear throughout the interview, he has now dedicated his life to raising awareness about the plight of the Rohingya people and helping others find a path to citizenship. Can you tell me about your journey to the United States?
Yes. Before I came here from my home country I tried to go Malaysia to escape the persecution in Burma. And when I was 14, so there's my village people, going to the Malaysia because of the persecution. And before that, one day I was going to school, and then Burmese police stopped me to work for them for free, like forced labor. And then when I heard the people going there and people arresting and putting in jail and stuff, getting fines and beating, some people dying. So at the age of 12, I told my parents, this is not the country maybe I can grow up freely and work and with the good educations. Well, what about the people's going in Malaysia and I go with them? My mom completely didn't allow me because I was so small. And my father also, what are you gonna do? Just stay for a few years and see if the country situation will be changed. And again, I requested my father. My father want the country situation to become more worse. My father say, if you like, go. I mean, I'm not gonna stop, and I don't want you to kill. And my mother still, didn't allow me to go over there. But I accept my father's permission, and then I try to go. There's one, and then I left with my village people to Bangladesh. And from the Bangladesh, we went to the ship. We are very unlucky. The ship captain was not too much experienced guy. And then there's like, for example, you can get people like 50, 60 people, and the captain took them on the ship like 100 people. So maybe the weight is too high, and then the ship was so old. But 13 days, 7 days, we didn't reach. 7 days after, we finished world, we finished water, we finished food, everything we finished. And then after 7 days, we don't have any water, any world. The mission was broken, the ship mission. The captain was jumped on the river. And then there was Taiwan's one ship, fishing trawler came, and the captain and other 3 people jumped to the river. Taiwan fishing trawler, took them. So when a lot of people tried to jump to the river, the Taiwan ship ran away with the 3 people. And then Indian helicopter came. They tried to actually put the bomb on us. They thought we are terrorist group, like from Sri Lanka. When we talk to them like with the body language, none of them speak English, on the ship. But when we speak the body language, and they thought they understand our situation. All these people maybe, and they very come to close. Helicopter come to very close to us on the river, and then helicopter left. After 3 days, like 27 days, the Sri Lanka Navy came, like Sri Lankan fishing trawler came, and then they gave us some food, water, like cookies, biscuit. And then we told them that we are struggling here on the sea like 27 days. And then Sri Lankan fishing trawler called Sri Lankan Navy. And then Navy come following the morning. And also Navy also come with the very weaponized, at the time the LTT going on. So they thought we are part of the LTT. They don't know we are completely from different country. So we don't understand their language. Where are you from? We say Burma. Actually, Burma, one is good benefit on the sea. We got it. Burma and Sri Lanka was good friend. So they don't know about the persecution going on Rohingya. They thought we are Burmese people, and then so they rescue us and maybe took us to Sri Lanka. We are very glad Sri Lankan Navy police was treating us with the very respect. They took us shower because with 27 days we didn't take shower. So they're really helpful and they really respect us, and they feed us the food, and they give us clothes, and they took us to the detention center, to the Colombo in Sri Lanka. And in detention center, they keep us like 9 months. And after 9 months, the UN camps, UN make us refugee as international refugee.
When you were leaving Burma, were you trying to make it to the United States, or did you just want to leave Burma and you did not know where you were going to land up?
Just want to leave the Burma. From there, you have no dream. I never thought I was gonna come in United States.
How many people on the vessel when you were leaving Sri Lanka? How many people ended up dying?
41 people passed away by food starvations and thirsty. And then actually we are 71 people, 91, 70 people reached to the Sri Lanka. I think 21 people was passed away.
Wow.
One of my best friends passed away.
That's tough, for sure. I'm sorry that you had to experience that. Can you tell me about your childhood in Burma? What type of persecution did you witness?
I mean, when the people go to school, like 11, 12, high school, middle schools, they stop the students, actually Rohingya students, and asking them work for them. If asking, like if you tell them I'm going to school, they don't care. I don't care you are at school. You should work. And then if you have an older brother like 21 or 22, 30, something like that, every week you need to go for slavery. No matter you have food in your home, if you don't go for some reason or you sick, and then they come, they will take one of your family and they will beat and put into jail, something like that. I see that. And I see my own eyes, they stopped me and they was beating me. So, and then I have injured with my knee right here, both knee. And from that day, I decided I'm not going to stay this country. I mean, including me, there's a lot of million students like me who thought like same way. And maybe they don't reach their destination. Maybe I'm the one of the people maybe like you who came to like Western country like me in the US and in Canada or UK, become refugee and they resettle. But there's a lot of people who die in this persecution, and a lot of parents who didn't find their children, their children is missing. A lot of family wife who missing their husband because military took them for slavery. And they never come back. They never come back. My own grandfather is really good, educated guy. They took for like 15 days and they beat him because of they also asking the ladies to force slavery for that. And my grandfather in the village is like head of the village. And he said, we cannot give our women to forced slavery for you. And that's the reason only for that word they took him. And he didn't like up. And I stopped continuously 15 days. And after 4 months, he come back. And after 4 months, my grandfather passed away. And same thing when I left the country, same problem to happen to my uncle. They took my uncle and they put in the jail. They beat a lot of things. Still my uncle alive. He's a refugee coming in Bangladesh.
So it sounds like it's very dangerous for the Rohingya in Burma.
It was very dangerous and it's still dangerous for Rohingya, those who remain in the country.
And I've read a bit about it, and many, for a variety of reasons, will leave Burma, but they end up in refugee camps, which it seems like you may have passed through a little bit. But I know that you actually have gone back and visited your family at one of the refugee camps. Can you talk to me about the conditions and what life is like for people who end up in those refugee camps?
The life in the refugee camp is like in the cage. In the birds, we keep the birds in the cage and we feed them over there in the cage. It's something like that. Around the refugee camp, there is fence. Nobody can go, around the somewhere. You need to stay in the camp. And the camp is 4x4, like 4 feet here, 4 feet here. Guess what? You have a sister like who is over 18, and you have a brother over 18, and you have your father and dad. There is no room. They should all sleep together, like in the one place. Life is so dangerous, and the water power is here, your toilet is here, and your living room is here, your kitchen is here. So the people has a lot of skin disease over there, and a lot of children is dying, pass away. And then water is not clean. Water is not clean. And then when it's cold, there's no way that you can get the heat. When it's hot, it's hot. There's no way you can put it the cool. You know what I mean? You taking care of your dog and give the food more than a refugee family, one family getting in a refugee camp. I can give you the example. Because when I was small, I have a dog. So I know how much I love my dog, and I know how much food I used to give him. And I have a very small house for him in the winter. He can live. So for when I saw the refugee camp, it's less than my dog. That's why I saw in my eyes. My parents, in my parents' refugee camp, there is no place to put the table. When I went there, they make country food for me, which is I never find here. And then they put the table, one table. When they put one table, there is no space to other people to sit down, yeah? So that much is small, the refugee camp. And my mom is so old. My father is old. Like every month, my mom and my father has to, use the medicine. And that medicine, nobody provides. For example, guess what? I am here, I can provide the medicine for my parents. There is like a lot of people who has no any family to abroad, like other country. What is their situation? If they have sick and their option is that they die, there's no any other option. And then when I went to every camp to see the condition. And when I visit there, I cry a lot, and I told myself, is there shots coming? One day I will tell the world. The Atlanta magazines got the interview from me, and I'm so happy that I can express my feeling about these innocent people who live in very very bad condition in Bangladesh refugee camp. And after that, 1 month later, I got the email from your team that you're gonna live interview from me. Actually, I was so happy. I don't know, some people feel that when they interview you're talking about your family and about yourself and the journey, maybe some people will shy or maybe feeling uncomfortable. For me, I feel happy to tell people what exactly happened, because a lot of people, when I came here, a lot of people don't know what is the meaning of Rohingya. Some of my American friends ask me, is it food? Is it food or fruit? Something like that. They're asking me, what? They don't know what is the meaning of Rohingya. And then, so after we came here, we go a lot of meetings, we go a lot of events, and we have a lot of refugee events, and city, council event, political advocacy day. Like I am volunteering for political advocacy we are here now. So I have to bring the sign on the road and then knocking the people's door and putting the pass away the flyer for the political candidate. So that's how the more people know about the Rohingya, So that's how we exactly do. I can do that much. I mean, I'm not this guy,
Whew. That is a bespoke taste. Good morning, everybody. Today's episode of Change Agents is brought to you by HVMN. Specifically, their product, Ketone IQ. What is Ketone IQ, you might ask yourself? It is a brain fuel. It's something that I use, like I just did. I'm getting ready to sit down for a day of podcasting, and I want clarity of focus. I want a little bit of a push when it comes to my mental acuity and ability, but I don't want to over-caffeinate myself because this isn't caffeine. These are ketones. And before I even get into what ketones are, I'm actually going to let you do that yourself. Research to your heart's desire. But if you're looking for a clean energy source that has substantially helped me without the post-caffeine crash, I cannot recommend Ketone IQ enough. Again, it's from a company called HVMN. What does that actually stand for? Health via modern nutrition is the answer to that. You can find Ketone IQ at hvmn.com. And if you use the promo code Andy at checkout, you are going to get 20% off. That is hvmn.com. Promo code Andy. One last note. Have a chaser. It's a bespoke flavor experience. It's not that it's bad, but it's not that it's good either. I don't drink it for the taste. I drink it for the effect. For the people who are living in those refugee camps, what does it take for them to be able to leave? Do they need to find citizenship in a different country? Do they need to find a host family somewhere? How are they able to eventually leave? Is there a path for them where they can leave that camp?
There's three options for them. One option is like country US, Canada, UK, Western country. They can really talk to the Burmese government, send them back with the respect and with their citizenship, and then with their dignity. Is the first option. The second option, where we live in Burma, there's two ethnic groups like Rakhine, Buddhists, and Rohingya Muslim. We are the Rakhine still live. So maybe, like, with the help of US, Western country, NATO airlines, there's a lot of countries separate from the other country because of the equal justice, because of the freedom, because of the their belief. And if they can help us to separate the country from Burma, that's the number second option. They will be good, and we are true people, true ethnic who can live the peace, and there will be a separate, completely separate country. In order to do that, we need international support. We need to have, a strong military. We need to have a strong leadership. We need to have a strong, a lot of money, So there would be work because the Burma side, the China is there. With the China, we cannot do nothing. And then third option, if we don't want this, third option is in people who are in the refugee camp in Bangladesh. We have 40,000 refugees in India who are very dangerous condition in India. And we have refugee in Thailand. We have refugee in Indonesia. We have refugee in Malaysia, over the world, actually. And we have refugee in our own country, in Burma too. So maybe the Western country will resettle them like as soon as possible, like not the normal way. They need to take more. For example, the US state every year like 125,000. The US has to go number a little bit high. Canada has to go high. Because there is not only Rohingya refugees around the world, there is a lot of African refugees. There's a lot of problem in Africa. There's a lot of problem in Kashmir. There's problem in Palestine. There's problem in Yemen. There's problem in Syria. So there's a lot of refugees around the world. They can not only focus to Rohingya, they need to focus to others too. So the number should be a little bit go high if this Western country willing to do that. So this is the number third option. This is the only three option we have. We have no any other option.
Are your parents still in a refugee camp now?
Yes.
How long have they been there?
They came 2017 to Bangladesh, now to 2023. So
For 6 years.
yeah, 6 years.
Yep. In the conditions that you described, very cramped quarters, no ability to heat in the winter, no ability
Yes.
to cool in the summer. Wow. So your own journey, it sounds like after you got off that, the vessel, the horrendous journey that took, it sounds like almost 4 times as long as they said it was going to. You said you spent 4.5 years in a refugee camp yourself. I'm curious, can you talk about the path from you going in that refugee camp to getting your United States citizenship? I'm curious what that looks like.
Okay. I mean, when I was in Sri Lanka refugee camp, I never thought I could be in America. And even though when I came into America, I asked my case manager, "Sir, are you sure this is America?" Because I came at the night. I came at the night, and I saw on TV this big building, like big building, and a lot of people. So very cute people, nice people, like white people. And when I come night time, only my case manager is white, and I don't see the big building, and then I don't see the signs like saying it is U.S. You know. And then I asked my case manager, "Are you sure? Is it because I have a hope? Maybe I thought they sent back to the Myanmar.
Yeah.
Then they sending us to the my hometown. You know, I have scared for that in my heart feeling. And my case manager said, "Talib, this is America. I am American. What are you thinking?" I say, "I saw in TV something." And my case manager said, "I will take you tomorrow to the big building, and maybe you will believe this is America." And the next
remember-
morning, he came in the morning. He took me to the downtown Atlanta,
Okay.
and I saw there's aquariums, CNN Center, big tall building. Then I understood I'm in America. I'm in a safe place. So while I was in refugee camp, I was study English. In my country, I never study English. The UN provide us the English teacher, books, some white books, and we are learning English over there. So that's how I speak a little bit English. I also joined the GED, and then I did the GED here. And so in Sri Lanka, refugee life, it is not too much bad like Bangladesh refugee. The Sri Lanka people is very nice people. Believe me. If I don't like to stay in America, my third option is to stay in Sri Lanka. People are very nice. The Buddhist country, very nice people, and very lovely people, very respectable people. They're very lovely. They're Buddhists. And then when the same Buddhists in Myanmar who did the genocide to us, and I tell my people and my friends, don't say the Buddhists did the genocide to us. It's just say Burmese government did the genocide to us. Because when I went to the Sri Lankan Buddhists, they're awesome. If you say the Buddhists did genocide, you also the accusing the Sri Lankan Buddhists. You don't say like as a whole the religion did something, you know. I mean, for me, like the Buddhist, real Buddhist religion, I see in Sri Lanka. You know, they're very peace and kind, very respectful people that I see. But that's why we don't say Buddhists did the genocide to us. It's not Buddhist. It's like political, you know, it's political problems. It's a religion problem. It's not like a Buddhist problem. You know, there's a lot of Buddhists who like us. You know, still who my father told me. My father has a lot of Buddhist friends who are still calling my father. Hey, you know, well, you come back. We're gonna give you production in here. And still, there's some my father friend who called me, my father, to go back to Myanmar, you know. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of, we don't have civilian problem, you know. We have only government problem. So it's very hard to understand the situation.
How long did it take you once you started applying to become a United States citizen?
It is after I came here, I need to work 5 years. First year, after 1 year finished, they will give me the green card. I can apply for the green card, and after 5 years, I can apply for citizenship. So after I become citizen, and I went to see my parents after 16 years. I'm glad my parents is still alive, and I saw them in life. You know, like when I'm coming back from Bangladesh to US, uh, my mother said, "Why you leaving me again?" You know, so that word, make me still cry. You know,
Yeah.
even though I'm here, I cannot be in the US. I'm glad I'm here. I'm safe. When I came here, I have only some clothes. You know, like three pair of clothes I have. Um, Now I bought a house. I bought a car here. I work with 3 jobs. So I'm helping my parents, and I'm helping my family is here. I'm so happy. I'm so glad to be here in a safe place. And I have no feeling that the police will stop me. I will take money or take me for no reason to the jail. Like when I see my opportunity, and I feel like this opportunity, if we can give another 10 people, maybe another 10,000 people, they will feel the same, same. No day, there's no single day that I don't feel it. I don't pray for the United States, you know. And when I came here, I'm under the 26, and I signed the selective service. That's why I have signed here, you know. If any country has any problems with us, believe me, they don't have to ask me. I'm ready forever. And because the United States give me the new life, why I cannot give them back, you know? That's why I'm feeling. And the same opportunity, I want to tell the United States government and the people in the same opportunity, people who dying every day and struggling their life, fighting with their life, give this opportunity like you get me, and they will do the same thing.
How many Rohingya refugees would you guess are currently in the U.S.?
I think in the West, 40,000 to 45,000 all around the country. Very a small number compared to other ethnic.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your life now. I know you have a wife, you have children. Talk to me about what you do with your time now.
I have 5 children now. I married in here. I met my wife, she's here. I have 3 daughters and 2 sons. Since I came to United States, I live in the Claston, and I bought the house Claston. And also, I'm the community leader. We established the community called Burmese Rohingya Community of Georgia, and I'm director of the Burmese Rohingya Community of Georgia. And then after I came, whoever the new refugee newcomers coming, we're helping them to taking the shopping, to find the job, the children enroll to a school. And also we have after school program in our center. So we're doing all of that. I'm helping to apply for people who green card and citizenship, and also I'm helping people to vote. Our people is really they are not really educated people, so they don't know what to do. So guide them, guide them. When I came to the America, there was no Rohingya. I'm the first Rohingya in class. So I know how much I struggle here, even though I'm in same country. Like I don't know where the shopping mall is. I don't know where I can buy the rice is, and I don't know how to drive. So I know how much hard time I have. So I don't want to give them hard time. People who coming after me, there's new people coming. We just there. We take them to shopping. We take apply for their social ID. After 1 year's green card, we're helping for them, and after 5 years, we are helping to apply citizenship. And also after get the citizenship, we have to apply the passport, and we have to go to vote, and which candidate is good for us, and who will talk for the Rohingya, So we're helping them with this.
What's your favorite part about the United States? What do you enjoy the most about living in the United States?
Rule of law and the Constitution.
I agree. Those are my favorites as well.
I mean, guess what? In this country, there's a lot of ethnic people living here, and a lot of religion people living here. They never say they will never have, any problem with the religion, no problem with the ethnic people. It's because of rule of law. It's the country that our senior leader written the Constitution and make them obey everybody the rule of law. Is because of that reason. I'm requesting any country have this kind of rule of law and the Constitution. Every country will be peace like this, and the country has no problems, no refugee, no crisis, no ethnic cleansing, no genocide. It is the leaders and the rule of law is like.
I think that is the only answer, is to tell people your story about who you are and where you came from and what you had to go through to get to this country and what this country could potentially do to help with people who are Rohingya refugees or still even inside of Burma dealing with persecution. So I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to tell me your story, and I cannot thank you enough for just being open about who you are and what you had to go through to get to this country. And I'm glad that you are here. Seems like you are absolutely kicking ass and living the American dream.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
If you are interested in helping people like Abu, you can check out the organization New American Pathways at newamericanpathways.org. So AT and then altogether newamericanpathways.org. Their goal is to help refugees who have resettled in the United States on their journey to citizenship.